Nice. Hello and welcome, and yeah, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. We are back with another Legacy video, a little bit different to usual. This is actually a donation deck list, so thank you to Ben for actually putting this up and wanting to see this deck in action. So this is Legacy Tin Fins, which is definitely one of the older decks of the format. Black-Red Reanimator has definitely come to fruition as the sort of top Reanimator deck, but Tin Fins definitely has its place in the meta. So Tin Fins revolves around getting a Griselbrand into play, drawing a bunch of cards, hopefully drawing a child, sacrificing it, getting back your life, drawing a whole heap of new cards. You can discard the Emrakul to shuffle everything back into your deck, hopefully drawing the child again, or even just reanimating it or shallow graving it to get some life back. And then you can tendrils them, which is pretty cool. The deck has a number of ways to get Griselbrand into the bin. So there's the natural discard. You have main deck Thoughtseize and Cabal Therapy to actually target yourself. You have Collective Brutality to discard. I believe you can unmask yourself if you want to 2-for-1 yourself. Usually you're going to get those cards back anyway through Griselbrand. We have some fast mana in Dark Ritual and Lotus Petals. One Chrome Mox, just adding in a little bit more explosiveness to the deck. We have Unmasked, Thoughtseize, Cabal Therapy, and Collective Brutality to also make sure that the way ahead is clear against decks that might be playing Force of Will or Surgical Extraction post board. The deck looks really fun to play. It's a little bit more all-in than usual decks. But yeah, it looks really fun. I mean, Children of Korlis is a pretty unique ability. So you can, of course, sacrifice it to gain life equal to the amount of lives you've lost this turn. So that's going to be things like Griselbrand, Thoughtseize, fetch lands, if it all adds up, which should be pretty awesome. The sideboard is pretty geared towards Chalice decks, mainly in Hurkyls and Serenity, which is actually really good against the Karn decks right now. Hurkyl's Recall, pretty sweet, because if they go for something like Microsynth's Lattice, you can float the mana in response to it, and then Hurkyl's Recall, where you return all permanents to the hand because all the permanents will be artifacts. Massacres and Swords Plowshares for pesky creatures, mainly Death and Taxes. And then really Chain of Vapors for anything like Grafdigger's Cage, maybe like Rest in Peace. Looking at sort of the one-off cards that are really going to shut down this deck pretty fast. I think this league will go pretty quickly. It usually does with Reanimator style decks, so we might get to see more than just one league with this deck, which would be pretty fun. Yes, this is my first time with Tin Fins. It looks like a sweet deck. It looks pretty straightforward, but I'm sure there's going to be some key moments where you're not sure if you should draw an extra 7 or just try to go off with what you have. Things like discarding Emrakul and then with the trigger on the stack being able to Shallow Grave or Vengeance it is pretty sweet. But we'll get to that during the games. I think the best thing is just to play with the deck and see how it goes. We'll go straight into a league, of course. If you are a Legacy player wanting to get into the deck, Ramo, welcome to the chat. The deck list is actually online as well, so if you just hover over the Cardboard Live functionality, you can bring out the deck list and have a look at it while we're just finding a league. But yeah, if you're after any of the cards for this deck, definitely check out Card Hoarder, who are a sponsor of the channel, which is very lucky. And then also, if you're looking for paper cards and you live in Australia, definitely check out MTG Mate. So MTG Mate are a Australian online singles supplier. You can get 5% off your singles using the code DUKES. They have some sweet prices. Their buy list is pretty phenomenal. I just buy listed a huge amount of cards to build out some more Legacy decks for my local Legacy group, which is very sweet. But yeah, definitely check out Card Hoarder and MTG Mate if you are after any singles, either online or offline. This will be interesting. This deck looks really fun to play. I think you're going to know if you're going to win or lose the match in the early turns. especially, you know, 1 to 3. The Lotus Petals and Dark Rituals are really nice in a current meta that I'm finding online of Delver and Daze. So maybe there'll be some plays where I might have to Ritual out to see if they counter that. Because if they allow me to Ritual, I might be able to play around Daze the whole time, whereas if they counter the Dark Ritual, I'm not going to have the mana to actually get that explosiveness out. Which is always interesting. There's definitely a lot of plays that I've come up with where it's a case of, do you counter the Ritual or do you counter the actual spell coming? Because if you don't counter the Ritual and they Thoughtseize you before they actually go off, it's always a pretty sort of feel bad moment. You London at top of trophies, where he looks to always be. Pretty nuts. Mental Misstep coming in second, and then Arkan. Arkan, I swear, does not go offline. That guy streams a lot of Legacy and a lot of really good content. Super nice guy. Super sweet stream. So if you're ever looking for Legacy content, definitely check out Arkan. Lewis CBR. Bara, very cool. I actually interviewed Bara on 4-color Loam on the greensunzenith.com. So if you're into 4-color decks like Maverick, definitely check out the Green Sun Zenith because it's a pretty sweet resource, if you don't mind me saying. I actually played Blue-Red Delver at Paper Legacy this week, which is pretty sweet because I played the new Dreadhorde card that whenever it attacks, you can flashback a card. I believe it's called Dreadhorde Arcanist, which was insane, especially because you can cast an instant or sorcery without paying for it, and you can cast it at instant speed. So you can ponder at instant speed, you can chain lightning. You don't even have to deal combat damage. You can just attack with it, which seems really broken, but it's obviously been printed and it's been played in a few decks that have gone 5-0 online, which is cool. I think I have the card here. That's not the greatest. That's it there. So Dreadhorde Arcanist is trample. Whenever Dreadhorde Arcanist attacks, you may exile target instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost less than or equal to its power from your graveyard. Yeah, just insane. So much fun to play with, especially in a Chain Lightning Bolt deck. It just makes you so much more aggressive. I think being on the play here is going to be huge. I'm not sure my opponent's on. This hand isn't great, but this hand's actually pretty bad. So we do have a Brainstorm and a fetch land to get some stuff away. We can Unmask on turn 1, which is okay, but we're not really protecting anything. We don't have a discard spell straight away to get rid of anything in our hand, other than unmasking ourselves, but that's not really relevant right now. I think this is a mulligan. We have the protection, but we don't have the creature or the discard or the reanimate, so this one's interesting, and it's getting pretty close. I don't have black mana. I mean, I can always just end-step Brainstorm and see if I can find something to untap with and have the extra mana. So we have the creature, we have an Entomb, which is great. We have a Ritual to get out some fast mana. We have a Thoughtseize, which I don't think there's going to be a better 5. I think I'd rather keep a medium 6 that has at least some of the pieces that we need to go off. So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to bottom the Griselbrand. And hey, at least if my opponent's faster than me, a turn 1 Tundra can mean a whole lot of decks. So to be fair, it probably doesn't mean that it's going to be some sort of reanimated deck like Red-Black or Tin Fins in this case. I could Brainstorm now if I really wanted to play around something like Daze, but pretty happy to see how we go. I might even get some information off their first turn. Justin Island. So just looking at next turn, best case, if I draw a black source, I can Thoughtseize. I can probably also see if I can draw into Black Source and Reanimate spell. And perhaps I can even Thoughtseize myself off a ritual, hitting the Griselbrand and then getting it back with a Reanimate spell. So I might actually Brainstorm here. Unmask and Shallow Grave. So pretty perfect, except we don't have black mana. And we are going to be hit with being Brainstorm locked for now. So what I like is probably putting back... Probably just Entomb and a ritual. I don't think I want to unmask yet. I think best case, if we're playing against Miracles, the Unmask could take something like a counterbalance, so perhaps it's worth unmasking now. But whatever I discard, it's going to pretty much show my opponent what we're on. So I'm gonna hit them. We're gonna exile just a Dark Ritual. Narset's pretty bad. Force is also pretty bad. They also have Counterspell, which is really good. I'm pretty happy to take the Narset here. Once it gets on the board, we can't really win through it. Other than just attacking with Griselbrand, so I think Narset's probably the easiest take here. They might force the Thoughtseize if we take something else and then go back for the Narset, so pretty happy to take the Narset, see what they have, and just pass here. Asheen, 9 months. That is huge. Thank you very much. You've been different since the start, so yeah, tremendous effort. Send me a list that you want me to play, and I will see what we can do. There's the Entomb, so we can't do anything right now, so happy just to pass. Although the top card of our library we don't know about, which is nice. I'm going to assume an Accumulated Knowledge might happen here. Pretty nice for them to have Counterspell up and also Accumulated Knowledge, so if we didn't cast anything that they wanted to Counterspell, they could just use their end step to Accumulated Knowledge. So we know about Ponder, Force, Island, Counterspell. We don't know about Ponder, okay. Squad Chief. Big fan of your stream. I really like the seat you sit on. Looks really comfy. In your like big office. Alright, holding up 2 mana, holding up Counterspell. Okay, there's a Delta, so that's a great start. So I think here we just go for... I'm happy to get a Swamp, just to play around something like Back to Basics. And probably... maybe even hold it up and hold up Entomb to see if in their turn they Counterspell us. And then have our turn a little bit more open. Oh, did I get the wrong person? Surely not. So here we can end step Entomb. Hopefully they counter it, and then we get a little bit more control of what we want to do on our turn. All right. I mean, an Entomb to actually resolve wouldn't be too bad either. All right, there's the Counterspell. They played a Flooded Strand for this turn, so we still know 2 of their cards are Force and Island. Chrome Mox. So I could Chrome Mox here. I could do something like... oh, the chair not comfy? Fair enough. So we want to keep the Shallow Grave. We want to keep the Griselbrand. Well, for now. I think we definitely want to Thoughtseize our opponent. To be fair, we could also keep the Thoughtseize for ourselves to hit the Griselbrand. I'm going to cast it. I'm going to Brainstorm, which is fine. To be fair, I could have played the Chrome Mox for nothing, just to have the mana there for something like Spell Pierce. I'm going to keep the Chrome Mox for next turn. So we still know about Island, we still know about Force. Underground Sea. I think I might shallow in the end of their turn. And then hopefully untap and see something. My counterbalance in response seems fine. Sorry, Shallow Grave in response to counterbalance. I don't really want to get hit by a blind flip. Snap into counter spell is also really nice. But it does tap them out for that turn, which is kind of cool. We do have some pretty good live draws. It also taps them out for something like Brainstorm in response to a spell to put cards back on top of counterbalance to set it up. We also have this Chrome Mox we can kind of throw away into the counterbalance to see if it actually counters anything. Marsh Flats. I think it's worth just keeping these 3 cards for now. There's the island. Teferi's pretty good. Teferi means I can't do anything in their turn. But they only have 2 cards in hand, one being a Force. Vengeance. I'm going to cast this Chrome Mox. Yeah, also means I can't reanimate Emrakul. Lazy, that's a pretty good pickup there. Chose not to reveal. Should have probably kept up the Tundra, but it doesn't really matter. Snap into Brainstorm to set up counter spells pretty good. Sorry, counterbalance. Knowledge on top, pretty good. I guess we have maybe 1 or 2 more turns to try to get this Griselbrand out, but it's going to be tough. My opponent has 5 cards in hand, and a Teferi online. They put a card on the bottom, which is nice. It means we have a new look at top, but looking pretty grim in game 1. Ritual's not going to do it. I might Ritual to see if they actually reveal anything counterbalance that we don't know about. Even something like Council's Judgment is pretty good to know. As a sword, okay. We'll concede there. Sideboarding is going to be pretty interesting. Chain of Vapor doesn't seem too bad against some of the pesky Planeswalkers and also anything like Containment Priest. I don't think we have to worry about Pithing Needle or Swords. Or really Hurkyls or Serenity. Maybe Surgical. Surgical seems okay, especially with the Thoughtseize package. It's really a case of what do we take out. I think the Emrakul can probably come out. Maybe it's just a case of not changing too much and sticking to the main game plan of the deck, but having outs in the deck in Chain of Vapor. I don't really like Emrakul in this matchup. Collective Brutality seems fine, especially the discard and also hit one of their spells. Maybe it's Tendrils. Although Storm seems relevant. Maybe it's just one chain for one Emrakul and just change it like this. I think the discard package is really good. It's just a case of getting a nice 7 that has, you know, discard a creature and then a way to discard it, and then maybe a Reanimate. So what do we have here? We have Brutality, which is nice. We don't have a creature yet, but we have the ability to get one pretty quickly. I think this hand is fine. We can Thoughtseize on turn 1. We can collect Brutality, hopefully a creature that we draw into, and then Shallow Grave it back. Orum's Chant. Yeah, I saw a lot of decks are actually playing the hope of it's a 1/1 artifact creature flyer that when it attacks or deals combat damage, your opponents can't play non-creature spells in your turn, I believe. Hope of Girafurf? Something like that. So I'm going to fetch here for Hope of Gilfur. There we go. Thank you very much, guys. I think I just want to Thoughtseize here and see what they have. Worst Xantid? Yeah. Fluster, Force, Containment, Brainstorm. That's pretty good. This is interesting. So the Fluster Storms are pretty good against our hand. The Force, of course, is really nice, but it does 2 for 1 them. The Brainstorm is okay. I think I take the Priest here because I don't think the Brutality is going to be allowed to kill it. And now if I really wanted to get through this Brainstorm, I could Brainstorm now. But I think I'll let it slide. I might actually play the Lotus so the actual Storm doesn't get countered during my next turn. Most likely Island here. Shallow Grave. I think we'll definitely play a land. Okay. I might put back Shallow Grave Vengeance. Or maybe Shallow Grave, Shallow Grave. So I definitely want to keep the Griselbrand for the Collective Brutality. It's going to get discarded either way. So I think I want to go Shallow Grave and then Goryo's on top. And then just pass turn. I'm just trying to think if I want to fetch in their turn or not, and if not, if I want to Collective Brutality now. Having the Force as well is just brutal. I think I want to pass, and then maybe next turn Brutality and Entomb. I know they don't have. They don't have Surgical yet. We know about their hand. So now we really don't know what they have. Flooded Strand, okay. I'm going to bait with this Entomb. I think this Fluster here means they most likely don't have something like Surgical, which is nice, or else they might have let it resolved and then Surgical my targets. So I'd love to like draw a land here. Brainstorm. Oh. These two, fine, and we'll discard. Grizzle. There's Foster 2. Yeah, so we know about Force of Will. Whew. Deck's kind of tough. So many lines. Just knowing when to go for it as well, when to keep up mana. I don't want to use this Petal on the Brainstorm, I want to untap and see what we draw into. Vengeance isn't the worst. I might even see if they If they fetch in their end step... Playing around hate is an art. So they're going to Brainstorm here. I think I'm actually happy to try the Goryos now. He puts him down a card, which is nice. Brainstorm for a ritual, land, and do both in a turn. Yeah, that would be sweet as well. So sadly I can't Brainstorm here to find anything that's relevant right now, but it's definitely an option for coming up. No land from my opponent, okay. So pretty much just stacked with, let's ponder. Thoughtseize is quite nice. Unmask is pretty dead. So I might even go... put on top, put on top, put on top. No shuffle. Draw the Thoughtseize. But I might keep the Thoughtseize until next turn when we can Shallow Grave in the same turn. If they hold up something like Containment Priest, we can also Shallow Grave in response. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. You guys can still hear me fine. Hear me try to rationale my plays and my thoughts. Knowledge. So I could just Shallow Grave now when they're tapped out, which doesn't seem too bad. Music reminds you of playing Sims. So just a community announcement. Sims 4 is now free. Even though it's not the same as like Hot Date, I think Hot Date was probably the pinnacle of Sims. You can definitely... At the beginning of the next end step, so we've already passed the stage where they can shallow, where we can... I'm just going to go for it here. Oh, now we can draw. Interesting. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9. We can definitely discard a Delta. And maybe the Unmask. We already have the Thoughtseize. Ponder's gonna be fine. I'm really trying to shade something like a Swords to Plowshares here, but it does give us a free draw if we Swords to Plowshares, which is nice. We do lose it now, of course. I think it's worth going down to 2 here. We could also Shallow Grave again in their turn, so I don't mind. Hut. All right, let's see if we can. I'm gonna get rid of this. All right. Reanimate's a dead, of course, but we'll see how that goes. All right. Ritual will be nice. Unmask. Maybe we start with an Unmask. Cast exiling, so cast target them, exiling a Reanimate. They're gonna fetch. This is where Griselbrand feels so powerful. Snapcaster. Okay. Target Fluster. Interesting. I think they're dead through a Tendrils, but we'll see. Okay, neither of these are really relevant, but it's probably the Teferi that I want to get rid of. So what do we have? So we're currently at 2 Storm. 3 Storm Lotus Petal, 4 Storm Lotus Petal. I can fetch once. So I can play a land for turn. We can't cast a Thoughtseize, unless we play a Child as well. So we can Lotus. Lotus. We can fetch once. I can Brainstorm first. Yeah, they use the Fluster, I believe, on an early spell. Probably just putting back Thoughtseizes here. Play a Petal. 6. We can fetch down to 1, and then we can just Ponder and Tendrils for the win. Ah, does it still have Flashback? Ah, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that. Ah, that's rough. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Child. Yeah, I've only lost 1 life, but at least now I have a blocker. I didn't think of Flusterstorm having, yeah. I guess I can try to Ponder into a discard spell, maybe like Ponder into some amount of Dark Rituals, and then try to Shallow Grave out the Flooded Strand and then kill him with Tendrils. That really does nothing. I think we just want to shuffle here. I could chain my own Petal to gain 1 Storm, but that does nothing right now. Put on top, put on top, put on top. And then shuffle, yes. Tundra, not great. I guess we get 1 more. Oh, I have an Entomb, actually. I mean, we could Ponder into Rituals. I've only lost a life, that's the issue. So I think my plan was to try to Entomb in Shallow Grave, but then also Storm out this turn. We drew out a Fluster, so we have to put out something that's going to be Flusterable before we actually go for Tendrils. Yeah, I can't even Cabal Therapy, that'd be sweet. Grizzle. I think now we just pass turn. Sadly. We know they have a Ponder. At least we have the child to block with. I kind of, yeah, I just forgot about the whole Flusterstorm thing, which is really annoying. This is our only Reanimate spell right now, so I'm pretty happy to pass and see how they go. They kind of have to ponder into something. They can't just... I mean, if they draw into Jace, they can bounce the child, but... it's tough. No attacks. Interesting. Chain of Vapor. I'm gonna ponder. Vengeance is pretty sweet. I think we'll go top, no shuffle. We'll play a land for turn, and then we can just pass. With instant speed, Reanimate up. With double Reanimate up. Beautiful statement out of context. Yeah, it is. Thank you. No attack. Okay. So I guess here we can try to go for it. And I want to go for the Shallow Grave because of the child. They have a counterspell. I guess we go for Goryos in response. Oh, they have another Fluster. Wow. Okay. This is where I wish I played like Remand. They're down to one card. Ritual. I wonder if there's a way. 1, 2, 3, 4 tendrils I gain, and then I can reanimate. Maybe if that's a play. So I'm gonna. Oh, we are too. Ooh, interesting. Okay. What if we go chain, target Lotus Petal. I may sack a land, so I'm going to sack this and return child as well. Now I'm going to play Lotus Petal. I'm going to play child. I'm going to play a land for turn. Ritual. Tendrils them. Oh, I only have 50 seconds. Jesus. Go to 11. I can now fetch down to 10. I can now reanimate Griselbrand. I can sack Child. Go to 11. I can pay 7. I can go to 4. Goryo's is okay. That gives haste. Oh, that gets haste. Oh, quick. Cast. Yes. We'll pitch a Grizz. Oh, we wanted to Thoughtseize that Grizzle. Ah, no, my bad. Haha. Yeah, we're out of time. What I wanted to do there was Goryo's Vengeance, my own Griselbrand underneath the Chrome Mox, and then swing for lethal. Way out of time. But very cool. So I actually had to win that because they're on 6. So what I could have done is discarded my own Griselbrand in hand, reanimated it with haste with Goryo's Vengeance, and then just swung in the air. So we had a line. But time got us, sadly. This hand is sweet if we draw into a... This hand is awesome. We can double Lotus Petal, unmask ourselves, and then Goryo's Vengeance back the Griselbrand. Oh, Shallow Grave gives haste as well? Okay. Noble. Interesting. Entomb. So we're going to do Unmask. We're going to do, yeah, Unmask. Choose us exiling Thoughtseize. Or Entomb. Maybe Entomb. We're going to discard Griselbrand. We're going to play this Petal. We're going to play this Petal. We're going to sack back both for black. And use Goryo's Vengeance to get back Griselbrand. We'll draw now. We'll draw again. We'll unmask them. Probably getting rid of an Entomb because I already have a Griselbrand in hand with Collective Brutality. And see what they're on. Okay, so it's Maverick. Caracas is pretty good. Yeah, we'll definitely draw the deck. I think Thalia here. Caracas is annoying though. We might as well attack first. So we can draw another 7. You love green TNT? Salty McTaylor, welcome to chat. We do have Emrakul in the deck. We haven't played a land for turn either. Alright, so we're going to pay another 7. Alright, let's see if we can... What do we have? There's Emrakul. And Chrome Mox. So we have tendrils as well. So we can play a land. We can just fetch up for Tundra. Play Child. Cast Lotus. Cast Chrome Mox, pitching a Ponder. We can sack Child now. Can draw 7. Can draw 7. There's rituals, okay. Crack this for black. Play a ritual. Play a ritual. Cast this. This is so much fun! This is so much fun! And then just, yeah, use tendrils to tendrils them. So that's the deck. That is the deck. Let's see. Massacre seems really good. Pithing Needle seems fine for Caracas. Swords, maybe just one as just a just in case. I would love to know how you would sideboard against Maverick. So Maverick is, of course, a creature-based deck that's most likely bringing in maybe Leyline of the Void. However, what we saw in their hand was just a green-white build, so... I mean, Leyline seems the most optimal card to play. Ignore their boarding. Just Massacre and Chain. I might just bring in, yeah, one Chain and just have the Needle. I think we'll take out on the play... Sorry, on the draw. Maybe one Entomb. Maybe double Massacre is a little bit overkill. Don't you dare cut Entomb? Okay. HC Fox, I apologize. They saw the tendrils? Oh, they didn't see the tendrils. I don't know if they bring in Canonist. This is tough. Sideboarding is actually quite hard. Maybe it's the Unmasks. We already have the Thoughtseizes and Cabal Therapy, knowing what they're playing already, which is nice. Maybe cut a Grizzle on the player. That's 60. I'm just going to go ahead with this. We'll try this. And we'll see how we go. Shellowgrave, Thoughtseize, Brutality. Not the fastest hand, but I'm okay with it. I think we're okay with this. We have discard outlets. We have something to get back. Yeah. We also have Massacre, which is really nice. My opponent's mulled pretty heavily, so I'm going to assume that's going to a Leyline. Or something like Surgical. Bayou Hierarch, okay. Needle. I think here we just want to go Thoughtseize and see what they have. I could keep this Thoughtseize for when I want to go off with like Shellowgrave to hit something like Surgical. Pithing Needle does nothing against Noble Hierarch because it's a mana ability, but perhaps with this Thoughtseize we can see what we need to Needle. They only have 3 cards in hand as well. Canonist and Plowshares. I'm pretty happy to leave them with Sword because we have the Brutality. So I'm pretty happy to take the Canonist here. The Canonist dies anyway to Massacre, but... Okay. We'll take the Swords. So we know about Windswept Heath. So we'll see if they actually play around Massacre at any sort of capacity. Being Maverick, they definitely can. Outside of probably Palace Jailer, they don't need double white. So there's really no reason to fetch for a Plains here, unless you want access to all your colors and drew like a 3-drop this turn. But it looks like they're going to go straight for it. Okay. They drew into a Canonist. No, they're playing their Canonist. That's fine. So they have 1 card in hand. They're going to attack. That's fine. Grizzle. So they have 1 card in hand. I think we just get Tundra here. We can only play 1 spell this turn, so we might as well Collective Brutality and Escalate. Massacre first, you say? Is there a reason not to Massacre on our side? Yeah, I think I can Massacre on their turn. Sorry, on my next turn. Because they might even draw into another creature and play it. So I'm pretty happy here just to escalate this once. Choosing instant or sorcery, and we... I could also hit the Canonist here if I wanted to. Especially if we see what they have. There might be a reason to take them off the Hierarch. So maybe I want to kill the Canonist here just in case I want to Massacre it as well. I could also hit their mana if I wanted to, and hit their Canonist. Sorry, hit their Noble Hierarch. I think I might actually go after their mana. Discard Grizzle, okay. Oh, they have a Green Sun Zenith, wow. So that's pretty awesome. They have 0 cards in hand. What do they draw? Obviously not a Hierarch, because they would have played it pre-combat to get Exalted. Maybe a 3-drop. Okay, I guess it's time. So we'll Massacre first. I think we'll Ritual here. Shallow Grave. Grizzle. We're at 14. We can Entomb for Child. Oh, we can also Entomb for Emrakul. Haha. Did we leave? Oh, yeah, we kept it in. Entomb for Emrakul. Trigger on the stack. Oh, I didn't play my mana correctly. I didn't play my mana correctly. That's classic. That's fine. That's fine. We can... Okay, we can attack first. That's a massive pun. That's classic. Alright. Reanimate. We don't have an Entomb. We have an Entomb. Okay. So now we can... add black. We might as well Ritual. We will go for a Entomb. Child. We will Reanimate Child. We will reanimate the child. We can gain our life back. Or we can Thoughtseize. There's no reason to Thoughtseize, is there? I guess it's kind of free. Just to see what they have. Green Suns, okay. Collective Brutality, okay. We can draw again. They're just gonna, okay, they're gonna concede. Which is great. We got there. We got there, fam. Okay. So a little misplay there. Really just getting a bit too excited, which can happen. But, yeah. I love this deck. I think this deck's sweet. I can see why it's a little bit glass cannon-y, but it seems like a really fun deck to play. So really nice to get the win there against Maverick, which is definitely one of my pet decks, which always feels pretty good. I think Maverick has a pretty tough time against Reanimator. You really need your free draw spells, your free graveyard hate in sort of ley line or surgical in your opening hand, and it looked like they mulled for it pretty early on. We lost the die roll. Oh, but we're pretty close to a... I'm going to keep this hand. This is a great hand. We can ponder. We can also Cabal Therapy ourselves. So something like a Dark Ritual off the top would be pretty insane. Ancient Tomb. Oh, Chalice for 1? Grim Monolith, that's fine. Okay. Tundra. I think I want to Cabal Therapy and name Thoughtseize. So let's just go for a... Probably an Underground Sea. Maybe I want to keep the Cabal Therapy for myself. And maybe I just want to ponder here and see if I can draw into like a Lotus Petal. Although I really care about Thoughtseize. I'm gonna play it safe. No. We're going for it. So they could even play a land and maybe Chalice for 2, or even Chalice for 2 here, which would also be pretty good. But Ponder can find something like Reanimate, which is nice. Yeah, make them have the answer. I really like that. Glimmer Post. Ooh, they gain a life. That's going to be tough. There's Thought Knot. Another Monolith, wow. Fun fact for my opponent, if you're watching, your Monolith can actually tap for 3 mana, which can untap your other Monolith. Boom. Ooh, that does nothing! I think we play the Tundra and we ponder off the Tundra. Shallow Grave, Lotus Petal. Okay. I'm going to put the Shallow Grave on top of my library. So, put on top, and then draw this. Play the Petal. And pass turn. But I want to cast that in their next turn, so I want to draw it next turn. Nothing. Interesting. I think now we just go for it. Might as well. I could have even got Emrakul there, but I think we'll just draw here. So we've played a land for turn. We can go down to 1 and then try to tendrils them, which I don't mind doing. Ooh. I mean, we can definitely cast Child here. Trout Stuffing, welcome to the channel. We're down to 1, so we might as well sack this right now. And they're just going to concede. Okay. So I really like here just the Hurkyl's recalls and maybe a Serenity. Serenity seems fine. What don't I like? I think I might just take out the Unmasks. I kind of don't want to go down on cards. And I'm not too scared of some of the answers that they would have for this. Yeah, they can't get me at 1. I was thinking of like an instant speed ballista, but that's of course stupid. I think this is still pretty good, just going back with this deck. Yeah, they're going to have Leyline, so maybe I should have brought in Chain. This hand's fine. I'm going to keep this. Oh, nothing from them. I mean, something like... An Eye's not too bad. I was kind of scared of maybe a turn 1 Chalice for 1. Underground Sea. Pretty happy to Thoughtseize here. Double Thought Knot. I guess we take 1. Yeah, it's always interesting how much you want to sideboard in these games, because the more that you bring in, the less you're going to be able to like hit your game plan in games 2 and 3. I'm going to assume the Entomb's going to be taken here. It's really between Entomb and Shallow Grave. Cabal Therapy. So we know about Khan, that's about it. I probably want to ponder first. Serenity, ponder, Emrakul. Emrakul's pretty funny for next turn. So I'm going to bottom, put on top, and then Emrakul put on top, and then Ponder put on top, and no shuffle. I kind of want them to play the Khan, so I'm pretty happy just to pass here and not... So we're drawing Emmy so we can Cabal Therapy ourselves, and then Shallow Grave it straight away next turn. Yeah, which is nice. So we have the discard and we have the Reanimate spell. So kind of hoping they tap out for Khan here. Oh, that's rough. That's gonna make it harder. Oh, we do have that Serenity on top, though. In a little while. So I think he just want to play a land. And sadly, just pass turn. We can't do anything with the Chalice on 1. We do have a little bit of time, which is nice, but... If they start playing the Khan and then maybe getting out some creatures, they might be able to kill the Thought Knot. They might be able to keep the Thought Knot around. I wish this deck kind of played Show and Tell on the sideboard. That'd be kind of cool. To be fair, I should have fetched there. We'll see if they name Marsh Flats. I guess I didn't want to because I know the Serenity's on top. So I just hope they name Griselbrand. Because I need the white mana off the Marsh Flats as well. Ooh. Yeah, definitely. It's just annoying that the Chalice for 1 is stopping the Cabal Therapy right now. They named Lotus Petal. Okay, so we actually still got game. Alright. Let's draw Serenity. We can fetch here for a Tundra, and then play Serenity. So I'm pretty sure Sorcerer's Spyglass still stops it. Unless they're mana abilities. That's interesting, yeah. So the Serenity is going to act really well because it's going to actually destroy some of the permanents that they're going to be able to sacrifice to Emrakul. So there could be a situation where without Serenity, and maybe something like a Disenchant, where they could actually sack permanents to Annihilator and keep back the Thoughtseize. I just hope they play Khan. Everything else I'm pretty scared of. Oh, another Thought-Knot. That's pretty good. Well, they take the Shallow Grave, so we still have outs. We're also at 9. Okay, so we can take... Okay, that's... It's lethal next turn. What do we draw? Oh! Okay. So we can Cabal Therapy ourselves. We can name Emrakul. And then with the trigger on the stack, we can Shallow Grave it. Classic. So good. So good. That's a massive lol. That's a massive lol. That's just heart of the cards, people. You just gotta believe in the heart of the cards. And that's how it happens. But yeah, tight plays for my opponent. Tight plays. I assume they took the, such skill. I know. Such skill. I'm gonna update the score as well, because I believe we are currently 2-1. This deck's amazing. This deck is actually amazing. I'd love to know why they call it Tin Fins, if anyone in chat knows. That'd be pretty interesting to hear. Tin Fins. Why is it called Tin Fins? Really? Here we go. Okay. Little bit of history for you. So the Tin Fins is one of the most over-the-top powerful decks of all time, and it frequently draws the whole deck while comboing. The name comes from a C-Lab 2021 episode featuring a restaurant called Griselbees. Griselbees? Griselbrand? Get it? I wish I got it. I wish I got it. I won the die roll. Okay. I don't mind this hand because we can draw into a creature. KK Fundezel, thank you very much for the follow. Let me know where you're from. What you play in Legacy, if you play Legacy. All right. I'm pretty happy to get a land out of the deck. So why is it called Ice Station Zebra over Tin Fins? I'm just going to get a swamp here. I don't want to get wastelanded. Ah, Blue-Red Delver. Okay. There's nothing I'm too scared of here. If anything, it's just the turn 1 Delver. It also provides a blocker. So maybe it's just the Delver here. It's Scalding Time. Yeah, Dreadball would be cool. I would have to reanimate it, I guess. Alright. Do we draw into a creature? Tundra, okay. Germany played like every deck in Legacy favorite format. Now I stuck on mono stuff, normally like a mono blue control-y deck, and now delivering around, not splashing colors because it might be good. A good deck then. Nice, very cool to hear. Yeah, Legacy is definitely the best format. Locally we have a really good scene, really active scene, a lot of decks going around. There's no real saturation of one deck, which is cool. Magus of the Mind sounds pretty fun to play with. They're going to pass turn by not playing their Dreadball or Young Pyromancer, which is interesting. Maybe they're holding up Brainstorm and Fetch, but you'd think they'd play the Young Pyromancer first. I think I'm happy just playing a land and passing here. Alright. There's Pyromancer, that's gonna be fine. So now really looking for a way to start maybe drawing into the deck. They probably have Spell Pierce and think you're playing Storm. Yeah, that's definitely reasonable. Petal. I mean, I could just fetch and unmask them. Just a hard cast. But that kind of gives away the deck as well. I think we can definitely probably stay alive for one more turn at least. And just hold it up. Blue-Red Delver I think is really strong right now. Dreadhorde just adds a really nice kind of edge to the deck that gives it a lot more speed, but also just able to grind out. There's a few versions online that play black for like Thoughtseize and Inquisition, which is very cool. Marsh Flats. Ugh. Did I not play a land last turn? Oh wow, I didn't? Okay, that's a massive misplay. Even just because like a late game Spell Pierce can really add up. Fonda's gonna be pretty good. Very close to Hardcast Grizzle. Yeah, pretty close to Hardcast Grizzle. Plays around Spell Pierce. I mean, that's a thing for sure. Now the Pyromancer is pretty good. Ritual. Well, that does nothing. So next turn I'm taking 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's nearly lethal if they have like a bolt. They might just bolt here to get an extra 5 damage from the elementals. I got a 9 and they can take pretty much lethal if they have another bolt. Yeah, they do, of course. Alright, so really just a bit of draw into nothing there. Maybe just keeping a little bit of a weak hand. Not too much in the board that I really care about. Yeah, I get bolted off the Dreadhorde. So maybe I'll just actually run back what I have. Maybe add like a Chain of Vapor in place of like 1 Unmask. This is interesting. I kind of want to chain just as just to know that I have something coming that can get me out of like a Grafdigger's Cage or something like that. I don't think that would play Grafdigger's Cage, but it's more just to know I hit something that comes in. Plow seems okay. Maybe Plow is better than like the Unmask is just so good. Maybe I drop a Grizzle. Brutality seems really good. Maybe it's 1 Unmask and just go with this 60. Oh, cut a Mox. And I'll get back the Unmask. Okay. You had me at hello, Fun Sneakity. Actually, you had me at Lotus, at Chrome Mox. We will submit this. Would love to play first. Sadly, this hand's a little bit weak. I'm happy to mulligan this. This hand's pretty bad too, but we'll keep it. Put that on the bottom. Dreadhorde's pretty good. The song is called 840. What do we draw? Delta. This is where the deck can definitely just become a bit finicky. WhisperWin92, thank you very much for the follow. Let me know where you're from. What you play in Legacy, if you play Legacy, what your local scene's like. Unmask. Jeez. Smash to smithereens? Okay. I guess it hits Lotus Petal. We'll take the Force. And just pass turn. Germany, Bomberman, and Tez. You must be pretty happy about the new Khan then. JJKBB2. Thank you very much for the follow. What do you play in Legacy? Where are you from? What's your local scene like? What are the big decks in Germany? True Name's pretty good. Ah. That's an interesting one. I'm not too sure, but it looks pretty cool. Take this. I think I just want to sack this child here and gain some life back. Maybe I want to fetch as well. Maybe I want to keep the fetch up for Brainstorm actually, so... Honda. Collective Brutality, Entomb. Entomb's actually really good. So we know they have days. At least I can... I'm going to go to my second main. I'm going to play Petal in my second main and then sack it when they fetch because they might want to hit it with Smash to Smithereens, which hopefully they do in my end step so I can actually Shallow Grove back the child for their turn. So if we play this... Ah, it fizzles. Okay, it's not like Searing Blaze where it doesn't fizzle. Okay. Psych for black. Black. Shellowgrave. Delver. So let's fetch first. We don't want the cards on top. We can get an Underground Sea. And now we can just sack this to get some life back. Hopefully draw into a land to play around days. Grizzle. Ugh! Haha! Yeah, we can still get Child back, but it is looking quite grim. What does Delver reveal? Red Elemental Blast. That's gonna be fine. So I think here we just have to try to shallow. Yeah, I could definitely play into the days. They might even have like double days. Spell Pierce kind of does it as well, but at least it allows us to... Oh, what are they doing? Dazing. I think we Entomb here in response. Maybe they brought in Flusterstorm, which doesn't help. No, actually, no. I pay for it here, because if they have another days, in our turn, we can just Entomb and Goryo's Vengeance anyway. So we can easily pay for that. Now they're going to daze again. Okay. No. Whew. Go down to 2. Okay. Tendrils. Haha. Okay. We can Entomb. For a Grizzle. And we can get it back, hopefully. Oh, but we can't draw anything. Oh, it has haste. Well, okay, gotta go off. Haha. Okay. We do have to storm off now, yeah. Petals and Rituals. Oh, we can Reanimate Child. So we can play the Scrubland. Go back to 9. Oh, Rituals. Oh, Petal. Play Petal. Crack for black. Ritual. Shallow Grave. Ritual. Tendrils. Boy. Haha. Okay. Six Storm, and then we can just Tendrils them. Oh, so good! So good! Ah. Too much fun. Too much fun. Ah, wait. Oh, that's only game 2. Oh, geez, okay. It's almost as if Griselbrand was a good card, yeah. I totally forgot we have a game 3, which is very cool. Oh. Deck is sweet. Deck is very cool. So much to it. So much, yeah. So much fun. So much fun. Who said that Unfair Magic wasn't fun? D&T player want this amount of fun banned. Opponent double dazes a shallow, that doesn't matter. Yeah, pretty happy. Pretty rough hands as well. We've definitely given them a lot of time to get in the game early. But now they know what we're on, it's going to be pretty rough. This hand's a 5-lander. It's not really anything we'll mulligan this. This hand's a little bit better, but we don't have a blue source, but I'm pretty happy to keep it and see how we go. Entomb. Oh, Entomb is interesting. I don't mind Entomb on top. We can try to just go for it early. Our opponent has kept a 7, so this is going to be interesting. But we might as well see how this goes. I wonder if they daze this. They don't. They're going to force that. Okay. Now we just pass. No flip. Interesting. I wonder if they play Wasteland. Hopefully not. Okay. That's fair. We tried to turn on them, they Wasteland us. That's fine. It's fair magic at its best. Ooh. I think we just go for an Underground Sea here and go for a Ponder. Shallow Lotus. I think we put on top, put on top, and draw. I don't want to play this Lotus now. I don't want to play like into Smash to Smithereens. Top decks are pretty fun, Boyd. You've played the deck, so of course you know about the top decks. Hopefully. Okay. Oh, Surgical. Surgical's pretty rough. One thing I'd love to see if anyone has ever not flipped a Delver to not reveal something like a Surgical to their opponent. The issue here is we don't have a way... Yeah, we kind of have to shuffle this because it's not getting us anywhere. The Thoughtseize gets rid of the surgical, hopefully, but we kind of need to just shuffle here and draw into a creature or something. Yeah, that's not good enough. Looks like we're dead, which is pretty rough. I'm not sure if my opponent took out their bolts or not. Not at all, Boyd. Not at all. The deck is actually really fun to play. And like, if you're going to play an unfair deck where you're trying to go off on turn 1 or 2, you're just going to get hands like these naturally, so there's no real point at getting angry at the deck or mad at it. It's just part of playing. But hey, we went off pretty late last turn. We probably have one more turn in us. That's just going to be game. We got nothing. But we do have a 5th game. So we can hopefully go 3-2 and get a free league out of this. Yeah, Magus of the Mind seems pretty sweet. That blue Stompy deck in general seems really good. Tin Fins. 3-2 Dream. If we get the 3-2 Dream, I'm pretty happy to do another stream. Pretty happy just to run it back. You think Tin Fins could play Citadel? Citadel's pretty cool. There should be a Reanimate for an artifact as well that also gets an artifact. Creature or artifact. It's not broken at all. Children does combo with it. That's a really good thought. Gonna look on Buried Alive? What's it called? What's that card called that we get? What's the... Shallow Grave. Ah, interesting. There we go. The guy who made Tin Fins thought Griselbrand was too strong for Legacy and tried to get it banned. In the long run of stupid deck names, it's called Black Metal Church Burning. Actually? Oh, there we go. Alright. The match has begun. I would love to play first. Oh, we have a turn 1. We have a turn 1, boys. It's only an Emrakul, but is it worth it? Yeah, Emmy's better later on. I mean, it's a turn 1 Emrakul. You can't be too upset, sorry. Is it bad for me to be like, oh, we gotta do a turn 1 Emrakul? Boyd, you were very correct. So actually, we're just gonna We're just going to keep it anyway. Play a land and just pass turn. We can't do anything, that's correct. I really I mid-read this hand. Misread? At least Polluted Delta is a pretty anonymous turn 1 play. Scalding Tarn, okay. The hit back. Marsh Flats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I want to go for the natural discard outlet. I just want to play a land and pass turn. Yeah, wait for my opponent to tap out. I mean, we can currently tendrils for 3. I'm just saying. This looks like Miracles. Quite slow as well. Another Reanimate. We're just going to pass here. Since you have 2 lands in play, now you can go for natural discard if that has to happen. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're back up to 7 now, so end step Emrakul. It's just it's a shame it doesn't line up very well. This could even be show and tell. A little bit slow though. They drew a card with Ponder, but they chose not to shuffle. Child. Ah, interesting, okay. Might just play the Lotus Petal and pass. I don't want to discard the Emrakul because it does nothing on their turn. The only thing is I could get some sort of discard spell and then Shallow Grave in my turn. If you draw another grave, Goryos, you can Dark Rit, so you get 2 goes at getting Emrakul before your turn. I can 1/1. The man himself. Welcome to chat. How's your legacy going? I've seen that you've been on for quite some time this week, which is awesome. Wasteland, interesting. Maybe this is like a rug deck. Ponder. Does that do anything? Maybe I want to see if they have Stifle. Stifle's going to be fine. I guess we'll do it again. Brainstorm. Okay. We don't have a basic. I'm pretty happy just to go Underground Sea Ponder. Entomb's pretty nice. No shuffle. I do need lands, but at least I have this Lotus Petal and Ritual. I'm going to discard the Emrakul. We have the Entomb, which is nice. Ah, but that shuffles everything. At least we have the Entomb in hand, the Ritual, and a Reanimate spell. Yeah, definitely could have gone for it. Maybe like an Unmask off the top would be really nice. I mean, True Name's interesting. So there's no real reason to go for it now compared to my turn. Brainstorm. Yeah. Pretty rough. Yeah, I was going to do it end of their turn. My reasoning was if we draw into an Unmask, I can at least Unmask them beforehand and then Ritual. Just because now we've lost everything. I've lost everything. Arkan, what have you been playing in the moment? Yeah, Maverick is super sweet right now. A sweet deck to play. This deck was a donation deck list. But Tin Fins is pretty fun to play as well. Oh, there's the Unmask. I think it's not worth unmasking now. I'd rather wait until we actually have some mana. Yeah, Arcanist seems sweet, and it has some nice flavor with your screen name, of course. Ritual. Okay, getting close. We have one more turn unless they have Bolt. Alright, blue spells. Blue spells. I don't know if I care about anything. Maybe Surgical? I don't think I really care about Swords to Plowshares. Massacre is of course a big no. Hurkyls and Serenity we don't care about. Chrome Mox seems fine with the Stifle effects taking out my mana base as like a 5th source of artifact mana. I think I might bring in a chain. Maybe drop a Grizzle. Just keep the deck to what it should be doing. Not bringing too much and diluting the whole deck. This is pretty good. We can just turn one Entomb and then Reanimate. It doesn't play around Surgical, or this hand isn't that great against Leyline. Oh, I got Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is pretty good. I didn't know they played black. I thought this was like Rug Delver. But it looks like Grixis Delver with Stifles. I guess we just go for it. If they have days, they have days. They don't have days. We might as well pay now to play around some sort of effect like Stifle. We can unmask them, which is pretty nice. Play around Bolt. So Bolt only takes us to 2. I think we'll unmask just to see what they have. Probably exiling Thoughtseize. Invasive Surgery. Interesting. Counter target sorcery spell. So it's really between Brainstorm or Ponder. I kind of want to take the Brainstorm because they can just... At least the Brainstormer... The Ponder at instant speed means nothing on my turn. He doesn't have any shuffles, that's very true. Or they don't have any shuffles. So Surgery stops Collective Brutality, that's fine. They don't have Delirium. So Invasive, although annoying, isn't the end of the... Invasive means we know they have at least one counterspell, so maybe it's the Surgery. And then here we can just drop a Marsh Flats. I wonder if they can even just... If they just can't beat a 7/7 flying lifelink creature. Okay. That's pretty good. Unmask. I think we Ponder first. Or we can Brainstorm. I kind of like Brainstorm because we want to kind of keep something like Lotus Petal Reanimate or Dark Ritual Reanimate. So being able to keep 2 cards is pretty awesome. Okay, well there's Dark Ritual and a Reanimate. So we can put back Marsh Flats and a land. They have 3 cards in hand and we know those 3 cards as Brainstorm and Ponder. So I don't mind going land, fetch down to 3. Underground Sea. Maybe I want a Ritual here in case they want to Brainstorm into a Daze. So now we can go escalate with 2 modes as gain 2, lose 2. Cast targeting them. They can discard. So if they want to Brainstorm in response, they can. And we also have Shallow Grave up, which is awesome, so they can't even Brainstorm into something like Surgical. So the Brainstorm over Ponder really paying off because we got to keep 2 cards, and one of those cards was a mana accelerant in Dark Ritual. So is there any point to actually Shallow Graving here? Or should I just Ponder into something else? Grizzle I discarded to the Brutality. But it got brought back to my hand with Vapor Snag. So putting in Grizzle actually does... I can attack with it. Okay. So it's definitely worth getting the Grizzle here. We can attack first. Second main, we can pay life and draw. Okay. I guess I could try to ponder into a Dark Ritual to cast Tendrils. Maybe I don't mind casting one Lotus Petal to Brainstorm this turn to see if we can get a little bit deeper. I could also ponder to actually get deeper and shuffle maybe into a ritual. So I'm going to cast this for a blue. And we'll ponder. There's a ritual. But it's one short. Put on top, put on top, put on top. No. So close. Yeah, next turn's pretty good anyway. We'll just drop a land. And a land. And a land. So yeah, next turn we can Unmask, Pitching, Entomb for 1 Storm, and then Lotus Petal 2 Storm, Ritual 3 Storm, Tendrils 4 Storm. That's going to be 8. We can even Brainstorm if we wanted to. Thoughtseize. Ugh. Okay, that's pretty good. I guess we can Entomb for Emrakul in the upkeep, and maybe... yeah, I guess we can Entomb for Emrakul in upkeep. Don't do it. We did leave Shallow Grave on top. Oh, that's very true. So we draw Shallow Grave. Okay, so now we can just Unmask, Pitching, Ritual. Or Unmask, Pitching... Entomb. Take this. Shallow Grave. Oh, there's no creatures. Oh, we're supposed to... Might as well have a look at what we got on top. Okay. Yeah, I got it in Entomb. Yep. I totally forgot the Griselbrand wasn't in our bin. I guess we might as well play Child and see if we can get there. That's hilarious. I just thought the Griselbrand was there. I'd hate to see like True Name Nemesis. Dread is pretty annoying. I can't believe it. I guess we give him a free Brainstorm. That's rough. That's really rough. I'm speechless. Not good. Not good at all. So 2-2. But some pretty tight games. Could have definitely got that last game. But yeah, just had a little brain fart, which happens. This deck was sweet and really fun to play. If anything, I'm going to play it again, maybe another night this week, just to see how it goes. But it felt really strong. There were some games there where we just kind of got the wrong half of the deck together. But yeah, I thought it was really fun. Children of Korlis is amazing, especially with Griselbrand. Yeah, there's so many little tight plays and little edges that you can get with this deck that I think really rewards someone who just plays a lot of games with it. So sadly a 2-3. Could have been a 3-2 very easily, but you know me. But that is it for tonight. If you guys want to catch any of my videos, you can catch me on YouTube, just at Dukes on Twitch. If you want to reach out to me, I'm on Twitter, Dukes on Twitch on Twitter. Of course, thank you to my sponsors, Card Hoarder, who of course do MTGO singles, and MTG Mate, who do regular singles in paper in Australia. To chat, you guys are amazing. Thank you very much for coming in and watching. I will be online on Saturday. I have some mates coming over and we're going to be playing some Legacy, some Australian Highlander, and some Vintage in paper, which is cool. So I'm going to be streaming that from around 12 p.m. till late. Which should be really good. It should be really cool to get some paper magic on this stream and see how that goes. We'll get some commentary as well, and hopefully see some of you guys in chat to talk about decks. That is it. A huge thank you, especially to Arkin for coming in. A 12-hour stream, I'd be pretty keen. Yeah, thank you guys very much. To Chris, to Adrian, to all my subscribers, to Ben for giving me the list. Thank you as well. Enjoy your weeks ahead. I'll hopefully see you on Saturday. Cheers.